Okay, here we go. Focus. Speed. I am speed. Speed. Speed.
Movement, one of the most important mechanics in all video games. You need it to get around, accomplish missions, and defeat enemies. Imagine you're in this scenario. You're strolling through Stardew Valley, watering crops, feeding animals, but something feels off. It's too slow. Every second feels like an eternity. Enter the power of speed boosts. With a little coffee and some food, suddenly the world opens up. You know why? Because you're faster. Duh. My only mission in this video is to get 2 permanent speed boosts, Way of the Wind Part 1 and Way of the Wind Part 2. Make sure you stay to the end, because there's some crazy things that happen in this video. You ready? Let's get right into it. Day 1, I decided to move my bed, grab the parsnips, and do normal things that farmers do. I cleared out my farm, I decided to hoe the ground and plant my parsnips, and then right after that, I decided to go back to Piers, which I've never been to buy even more parsnips. And I plant my nice parsnips for double yield the 5th day of spring. Then I go to bed. On day 2, I'm doing what you're going to see a lot of, watering. I go to bed, and I, of course, forget that it rains on day 3, so I exit and come back into my bed. The next day, more watering is what this challenge is all about. My thumbs, I don't know how, but they hurt sometimes when I keep clicking with my index finger. Anyways, my parsnips are ready, so I pick them up. There's a stupid crow that ate one of them, but it's okay. We hit level 1 farming, which is a W. Then we go into town, and the community center has been unlocked. That's cool. I'm never gonna Then I go into Piers, and I sell all my stuff for about 1,500 gold. Then I make the dumbest decision ever and buy cauliflower because I don't know that potatoes are actually better. I give a gift to Carolyn to continue my tea sapling quest, and I return home to plant the cauliflower and parsnips I bought from Pierre. After harvesting those parsnips, I finally hit farming level 1, which unlocks Scarecrow, which is very good for me because, as you saw earlier, the crow was eating my food. The 6th was a non-guaranteed rain day, which is good for me, so I went back to bed. I got really lucky because the 7th was also a non-guaranteed rain day. On the 8th, I was hoping for a rain day, but I'm not quite that lucky, so I went out to water my plants and head back to bed. On the 9th, about half of my parsnips were done, so I went and harvested them and then watered the rest. We hit farming 2, which really isn't all that important this run, because I don't go to the mines to get copper. On day 10, we're offered the cat, but I decided to decline because I skipped the cutscene, it's just faster. After that, we do our daily chores, which is literally just watering our crops and go to bed. The 11th is just the same, so at this point, I'm going to start skipping days where I'm literally just watering, even though that's about half the run. The 12th is a nice good rain day for me, and on the 13th, the bookseller is in town. Or wait, maybe that was the 12th. Oh, it was both. That's surprising. The next couple of days are filled with watering, and the 15th is a rain day. That night, I get a fairy to come and help my crops grow, which is a good thing, but also not, because look how slow it's moving. Oh my god. Anyways, the next day, thanks to the fairy, I have about, 9, oh my gosh, cannot count. 10 of my cauliflowers are done. So now we only have 6 left, which are going to take a few more days to grow. The 17th, I make one of the biggest mistakes of the run. It's a rain day. Normally, you'd think you should just sleep, which I should, but I think my cauliflowers are done. I should sell them and then, go to Pierre's to buy more seeds. But look at the day of the week. Anyways, I hoe the ground, making way for some more seeds, and I clear my way all the way over to get Robin's lost axe for an extra 250 gold. Now, at this point, I realized that was a Wednesday, and it was too late to reset the day, so I just decided to go home, and I would go to Piers another day, but I'd already waited until 9, so I lost quite a bit of time. On the 18th, I had some time to spend, so I decided to head over to the mines before Robin and Pierre opened. I made it down to floor 5 just to get the first elevator. After that, I headed over to Robin's to give her a lost axe, and this is the absolute biggest mistake you could possibly make in a run like this. I bought cauliflowers on the 18th of spring. Now you may be wondering why this is so bad, but cauliflower seeds take 12 days to produce a large cauliflower. At this exact moment, I realized my mistake and restarted the day. The second 18th, I went back to the mines to re-hit level 5 in the mines. Soon after, I realized that the elevator wasn't working because, I had to reset the day. I hit a geode, and that was the last straw. Yeah, we reset. This second run, I realized my mistake from last time, and I played as a female character because they get 500 gold from both their mom and their dad instead of just your mom. Now, sadly, I was not quite as lucky this run as the past run, but I'm just going to skip a lot of it because it's pretty much the same process until, I don't screw up and buy cauliflower on the 18th. After 18 days, of course, I sell my hard-earned cash and I buy cauliflower again. A minute later, I realize my mistake and restart the day. Let's hope I don't fail enough to have to reset the run again. Anyways, I get Robin's axe for the 4th time in the last 3 hours, and I go give it to her. Before I do that, though, I head over to Pierre's and get more. Oh, you thought I was gonna say cauliflower? Nope, I got potatoes. The best possible crop I could have. Why did I get cauliflowers in the first place? It's not that hard. Bam, Robin, there you go. There's your 4th lost axe. I think we need a lost and found really just for you. Anyways, I go home, host some more space that hasn't been used for who knows how long, and plant my potatoes. At this point, with this many crops, this is when I really wish that I had the bottomless enchantment on my watering bucket, but that's a problem for me the whole run. I water for a few days and then harvest my potatoes. That night, I make almost 9,000 gold, which is an insane step for only the 26th of spring and approximately 30 minutes into the run. I go to sleep for the next couple of days because I don't have time to plant anything and there's not really too much I can get done. All I'm doing is waiting for summer and melon. On the first day of summer, I wake up to a glorious who am I kidding? I know that this is going to be terrible. I'm going to water every single day non-stop until my thumbs hurt. Anyways, I go to Pierre and buy as many melons as I can afford, which comes out to be 119. I'm feeling rich. With pain in my after 20 seconds in my life and 1 in yours, all the melon seeds are planted. This is the moment where I truly regret my life as a YouTuber. Why do I force myself to do things like this? Anyways, have a free watering montage. What the frick is a montage, bro? We're finally done. Okay, well, that might have seemed like 30 seconds to you. That legitimately took me almost 2 hours to edit. Hey, we got a big melon. With pretty much the first harvest over, I was finally beginning to feel like we were in the home stretch. Little did I know, it was only just beginning. Hey, look, another crop fairy. That's completely useless because they're all growing tonight anyways. Whatever. That night, we hit level 5 farming, and of course, I chose tiller, because I am, well, certainly not dealing with animals this run. After a pretty quick harvest on the 15th, I sold my melons and was expecting a large amount of profit. However, when I actually went to sleep, I was in for a little bit of surprise. That's right, only 38,000. That meant I had to do an entire another harvest. You see, it's 50,000 gold total to get both part 1 and part 2 of Way of the Wind. Part 1 is only 15,000, but part 2 is 35,000. So I might as well get them both at the same time, since it's traveling over to the bookseller. And later that morning, I went over to Pierre's. I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to buy since I didn't need quite as much as the first time, but I decided to go with radishes. When I thought about it afterwards, I did not want to water that many radishes, so I just ended up resetting the day and going over to buy melons again. When I got back to the farm, I planted all the melons, watered the rest, and went back to bed. I knew this was going to be long again, and my thumb still hurt. Next couple of days were a drought. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. I finally got a rain day. Finally! And then 27 was, back to more water. But I felt motivated after finally finishing every single melon. It was over. All I had to do was sleep, sell them the next day, and wait for the bookseller, and this challenge would finally be done. I woke up the next day with vigor. I ran straight towards my juicy melons. We got another big one. And honestly, not really a time save, but it's fine. It's just cool. 2 melons in a single run, plus a fairy, and in a fairy in a failed run earlier. The only problem was I got literally no rain days. It took so long to water these melons. My thumbs are literally about to fall off after getting that last big, fat, juicy melon. I went over to Piers to sell and see how much I had, because there was a chance I didn't quite hit what I needed. Soon after, I came back realizing it was a waste of time because the bookseller wasn't even in town. I went to bed praying it was enough. I did not want to farm any more melons. Moment of truth. Oh, we surpassed it by so much. I had like 30,000 extra. You know what? That's alright. I'll spend it on like old leather legs or something. At this point in time, all I had to do was sleep and sleep and sleep over and over again until the bookseller finally came to town. And when he did, I ran my little legs without my speed boost over there. And I finally got Way of the Wind. Wait, where's Way of the Wind 2? Ah, just kidding. You just have to read it first. It's not that deep. And bam, Way of the Wind 2. That's time right there. This challenge took so long. You know, if you want to see me in pain like this, subscribe.